Good morning, good morning, good morning. You are live with TST Radio. I'm your host, Marcus Johnson. Today, before we get started, today is Thursday, so we're going to have our top 25 matchups. I have at least four for you today. We're not going to do them all today. I'm going to do today and tomorrow. I'm going to do matchups. So before we get into our matchups, I have some small news from the sports world. We're going to go and get into it. On yesterday, I reported that Texas made this statement, and it got leaked that they were looking to get rid of Coach Charlie Strong. But on yesterday, the president of the university released a statement. He says that he's behind his student athletes and his coaches going into the game against Oklahoma this weekend. So it seems like he's had a change of heart that unless he's just trying to keep down the attention going into this big rivalry game, maybe he's trying to fix what he messed up, because I don't think they should have let that get released at this point in the season. So maybe he's just trying to clean it up a little. Moving on yesterday, if you tuned into UFC tonight, Daniel Cormier announced that he will give Anthony Rumble Johnson a rematch at UFC 206 for the championship belt. That's going to be a great one. If you can remember, Anthony Johnson did get defeated the first time by Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier choked him out. So this should be a good one. Daniel Cormier said he's going to knock him out this time. So he's going to stand in front of him and knock him out. So remember, December the 10th, UFC 206, Daniel Cormier, Anthony Rumble Johnson will be headlining UFC 206. Other news, UFC 204, don't forget, that is Saturday. UFC 204, Bisping and Dan Henderson will be headlining that. Moving on to some football, South Carolina has announced that their game versus Georgia will be played in Columbia this weekend due to the hurricane, due to weather. Hurricane Matthew is making a big impact on the sports events on this weekend. I know Florida has to make some changes. They said the worst weather will be coming through this afternoon on into Friday. So that will impact a lot of sporting events coming up this weekend. So like I said, the South Carolina game versus Georgia will be played in Columbia. I don't know if they have moved the Florida game yet. I will check those updates and get back with you on that. Other news, NCAA announced on Wednesday that they are considering adding 2 early signing windows for Division I college football. These months will be within June through December. What this is saying is this will allow players to sign to a college before they even play their senior year of high school football. They're allowing coaches to go in and sign players in June before the high school their senior season even starts. Coach Saban was totally against it. After reading up and seeing the impacts that would happen, I am totally against it. Also, I feel like it will not be fair to recruits, those recruits that didn't get noticed within their freshman, sophomore, and junior year. They didn't get noticed by colleges, but coming into their senior year, they have a good year. I know a lot of people are saying, well, they still can be signed. But the thing is, if universities have used up all of their scholarships and filled up their rosters, how can this player be recruited? He can't, because it's too late, and you've let colleges go in and sign players in June, and then you have these late bloomers that they haven't been, like I said, haven't been noticed within their freshman, sophomore, and junior year. They're late bloomers. They don't really get there. They're not playing their best football until their senior year, until August and October. So that's kind of unfair to those guys, and they have to settle. They have all the talent to play D1 football, but they have to settle for junior colleges just because they didn't get noticed and all of the rosters for the teams are filled. For an example, like Joshua Jacobs, the true freshman running back for Alabama. He's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. This guy wasn't discovered till 2 weeks before signing day, National Signing Day. Everybody overlooked him. Like I said, he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa didn't even recruit him. Oklahoma Sooners didn't even recruit him. So this guy, if this rule was implemented on last year, that guy would have been left out, and he would have had to settle for a junior college. And now that you see he has all the potential to play at a D1 school, he's at Alabama, and you can arguably say that he's one of the best backs that Alabama has right now. Besides Damian Harris, he is the best back that they have right now. So saying that, right now we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with you. Stay tuned. Okay, and we're back. We're back. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for staying with us. Like I was saying before we went to the break, I don't think that is this new rule. It's not finalized yet, but I don't like the rule. Like I said, it has potential of leaving some guys out. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I like to give every student athlete a fair chance at success. And with this is not giving each student athlete the same chance to have success. But moving on to some high school. Modern Day TV gave out Player of the Week awards. Henry Ruggs III received the Modern Day TV Player of the Week for the Offensive Player of the Week award. Cam Bright from Park Crossing received the Defensive Player of the Week award. And Caleb Mosley from Carver received the Special Teams Player of the Week award. So congrats to those guys. Keep up the good work. I know Henry Ruggs is one of the top athletes in the state of Alabama right now. So he's very explosive. I haven't got down to watch him in person, but I have been keeping up with his year on some highlights. So he seems very explosive. I would love to get out to see him in person, but got to work that in my schedule right now. But those are your modern day players of the week. right there. Moving on now, we're going to get into our matchups this week. We have some great games. We have some potential upsets. I'm going to give you my potential upset for today. But before we get into the upset game, I think there's going to be an upset. We're going to start with Clemson and Boston College. Clemson is coming into a big favorite with a 91.9% chance of winning, which is no surprise. Watson is coming off a win over Louisville, which he completed 64.5% of his passes with 306 yards, 5 touchdowns. This is kind of still not the Watson that we are used to seeing from last year. But, hey, the guy's finding ways to win, and that's what counts. I know a couple people was asking me, do I think he's peaked his talent? If he's peaked his talent, he's good enough. I feel like he's good enough to be successful at the next level if his talent is peaked, which I don't think it is. I think that once he gets to the next level, you will see more from him, which, like, being that elite quarterback, you will see his pocket presence more. He will be in a different style of offense once he gets to the next level. So that will tell you. I think he's mastered the offense at Clemson, but we'll have to see as we move farther along how he weighs out. But coming into this game, Boston College, like I said, he had a pretty good game on last week. Mike Williams will need to have a similar game he had to Auburn, but score at least one touchdown or more. In that Auburn game, he had 9 receptions for 174 yards, but no touchdowns. And, that game was pretty close. Auburn did fall short to that. Clemson did pull it out. But to me, Clemson's main focus should be this week. It should be defense. They're giving up an average of 159.6 passing yards, 128.8 rushing yards. In the second half of the Louisville game, the defense gave up 34 points in the second half. Clemson came out in that game, ran the score up. I felt like that should have won them the game comfortably. But defense came out in the second half, gave up 34 points. The whole game, they gave up 31 first downs, 31 first downs, 568 of total yards. And Louisville had the ball for 37 minutes and 29 seconds. That's almost half of the game. The game is 60 minutes. You have a 60-minute game. And Louisville had the ball for 37 minutes of those 60 minutes. Minusing the timeouts and the penalties and dead ball plays and all that. A game is 60 minutes. And Louisville had the ball for 37 minutes of the game. They still fell short because of a fourth quarter drive. The guy had bad field awareness and stepped out of bounds. Louisville should have won this game due to poor defensive play from Clemson. DBs on Clemson, they got to do better. They got to get better. Louisville had 3 wide receivers average over 10 yards a catch. Those 3 receivers combined for 221 yards with those 3 receivers. So they got to do better with covering receivers down the field on the defensive side of the ball. On the other side, Boston College, they have a very good run defense. They're only giving up an average of 78 yards this season. So they have a very great rushing defense, but they need to make this game one-dimensional. I feel like Boston College needs to make this game one-dimensional. They need to shut down the run game for Clemson and make them throw the football and defend it well. And this will be a close this will be a closer game than you think. I know a lot of people coming in thinking Clemson just going to breeze through this game, but I think if Boston College do what I just said, make this a one-dimensional game, make them throw the football, I think this will be a close game. Clemson still pulls it out, but it's going to be a close game. This game will be aired on ESPN at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. So that will be a good one to tune into. Like I said, that will be a close game. A lot of people think it's going to be a blowout, but me personally, I think that's going to be a close game. Moving on to, we got Houston and Navy this weekend. Houston is coming in undefeated at number 6. Navy is coming in at 3-1. Not a surprise. Houston is the big favorite. Houston has a very good run defense. Also, they're only allowing an average of 42 yards this season. But as we know, the triple option can really be a headache for most teams, for most defenses. Last year, Houston had Navy's number. They stopped the offense pretty well. But this game, I think, will come down to the fourth quarter. Whoever can maintain the game, if Navy can keep it close for the first 3 quarters, the fourth quarter, I think Navy could hold this game close, and the game will be decided in the fourth quarter. Not saying that Navy's going to win, don't get me wrong. But if they can play quality ball, this game will be decided in the fourth quarter. So this game will be on CBS, 2 o'clock p.m. Central Time. So if you want to see that, tune in to CBS, 2 o'clock Central Time Zone, and you can check that out. Like I said, I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. Moving on to Texas and Oklahoma, the Red River rivalry. So we have those guys. They'll be playing on Fox Sports 1 at 11 a.m. Central Time. Oklahoma is coming into this as the favorite with a 76.4% chance of winning. Both teams are coming in with, to me personally, both teams have terrible defenses, and they have but their offense is pretty high powered, you know. Texas averaged 41.3 points a game. Oklahoma averaging 39.5 points a game. The Texas defense allows an average of 428.5 yards a game. Oklahoma defense allows 429.3 yards a game. So that's why I say the defense sucks. Offense pretty much going to dominate this game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. I feel like whichever quarterback can protect the football, do not turn it over. Special teams, I think, will play a factor in this also with field position. Which punter can flip the field, don't give up any punt returns, kickoff returns. So special teams, with these teams' offenses and defenses being so similar, I think special teams and turnovers will play a big factor. Whoever get the most turnovers and whoever will have the best display of special teams, which like punting, kickoffs, kickoff coverage, punt coverage, extra points, field goals. I think that's going to play a big factor in this game. Whoever wins those battles will come out on top of this game. So that game will be, like I said, the game will be played on Fox Sports 1, 11 a.m. Central Time. There will be a good game for the Big 12. I know it's a big rivalry out there. I'll try to tune into that one also. It's going to be a great game. Like I said, it's going to come down to the factors of the game. It's going to be turnovers and special teams play. Quote me on that. If I'm wrong, come holler at me, and I will admit that I'm wrong. But I think that's how that game will boil down to. Another big rivalry coming in this weekend, I know is going to be highly anticipated, is Miami versus Florida State. That game will be on ABC, 7 p.m. Central Time. Florida State is coming in as a favorite in this, but that's not saying much due to the season that these guys are having this year. After losing to Louisville and to North Carolina this season, I think this will be a battle of quarterbacks. I think it will be a battle of quarterbacks. Miami has a junior in Kaya. Florida State has a freshman in Francisco. So Kaya's coming in completing 66.3% of his passes with 935 yards, 8 touchdowns. He protects the ball pretty well. He has very minimum turnovers a game. On the other side, Florida State's freshman quarterback, he completes 62.7% of his passes, which is also great. He throwing for 1,323 yards, 7 touchdowns on the year. Florida State has showed a trend in losing games early. They come out slow and have to play catch up. That bit them in the butt, that North Carolina game, but that Louisville game also. So their immaturity at the quarterback position could play a factor why they come out so slow. So the battle of quarterbacks, whichever quarterback comes out, start strong, stay composed, don't turn the ball over, I think wins this game. I know this is a big rivalry from down south. So Florida State, Miami, ABC, 7 p.m. Central Time. Like I said, it's going to be a very close game, very high anticipated game, very hard fought game. Like I said, come down to the two quarterbacks. We have a freshman and a junior. I think immaturity will play a factor, has been playing a factor in Florida State's season. And I think with the maturity of Miami's quarterback, Kaya, will play a factor in this game also. So tune into that and let me know who you think going to win. Hit me with the comments. Moving on, we're going to jump into my upset game. I say that one for last. My upset game for this week. Are you ready? My upset game, Washington versus Oregon. I think Oregon upsets them. Oregon upsets Washington this weekend. This hasn't been the same Oregon team that we used to seeing under Chip Kelly. Oregon has a reputation of playing fast, scoring fast, which is not too different this year. They still score fast. They still put up a lot of points, but they're not the same team as we're used to seeing under Chip Kelly. So, like I said, they put up a lot of points. They're coming into this game, they're averaging, 40-something points a game, I think. They're averaging, 40 points a game. Like I said, their quarterback, Prukop, he's coming in, completing 92 of 139 passes for 1,173 yards, 8 touchdowns. He takes care of the ball well. He's only thrown 2 interceptions this year. The Ducks are coming off a 3-game losing streak where Washington is undefeated, coming off a big win over Stanford, 44-6, which a lot of people didn't think that was going to happen in that fashion. Washington's offense averaged 45.4 points a game and look to see no different this Saturday. But their defense haven't seen the offense like Oregon's that play fast and put up the same amount of points as they do. Like I said, they're averaging 40 points a game. So this will be very interesting to see which defense steps up and makes a stop. That's what I think it's going to come down to, defense. Whichever defense makes a stop, whichever quarterback protects the ball. Like I said with the other games, special teams will play a big factor in this also. So look for some high numbers in this game. Both teams will score at least 40 points this game. So it will be a high scoring game. But it's going to come down who can create turnovers, who can take advantage of opportunities, field position, and special teams. So that is my upset game of the week. Washington goes down to Oregon. Number 5, Washington goes down to Oregon this weekend. That game will be aired on Fox at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Moving on, like I said, that is my upset pick. But moving on, we're going to jump into some college basketball. I know it's kind of early, but for college basketball fans, it's never too early. I have the NCAA basketball top 25 rankings right here in front of me, and I'm going to give them to you. I'm going to give you the whole top 25. I know I normally don't give you the whole 25. I make you go to my page and see the rest. But today is your lucky day. I'm going to give you the top 25 college basketball teams. Starting off, number 1, Duke. Duke, I'm a very, very huge Duke fan, so I think they do deserve to be number 1. Go Duke. We will be back deep into the March Madness tournament on this year, so look for us. Go Duke Blue Devils. It's a great year to be a Blue Devil, guys. Number 2, we're going in is Kentucky coming in at number 2. Number 3 will be Kansas. Number 4 will be Villanova. Number 5 will be Virginia. Number 6 will be North Carolina. Number 7 will be Oregon. Number 8 will be Wisconsin. Number 9 will be Xavier. At number 10 will be Michigan State. At number 11 will be Gonzaga. At number 12 will be Indiana. At number 13 will be Arizona. 14, Louisville. 15, Purdue. 16, St. Mary. 17, Syracuse. 18, Creighton. 19, West Virginia. 20, Rhode Island. 21, Connecticut. 22, Maryland. 23, Iowa State. 24, UCLA. 25, Florida State. That is your top 25 standings for NCAA basketball. That is right around the corner. You don't have long, to all of my NCAA basketball fans. You don't have long for that. So that's your top 25. Like I said, make sure you every Tuesday come out to Lagoon Park to watch Slow Pitch Softball. Great competition. Like I said, I did miss this weekend due to family issues. I wasn't there this weekend. I apologize due to family issues. I had to take care of, family first, family before work. So I had to get out. I had to take care of that little issue. But I will be back on. I will be back on Tuesday. I haven't decided which game, high school game, I will be covering this weekend. I know Elmore County will be playing Holtville. Wetumpka is on the road this week. I know there's about 3 games at Crampton Bowl this weekend, so I might catch one of those. I might catch the Holtville and Elmore County game. I don't know. So stay tuned for that. I will make that decision by tomorrow, which high school game I will be attending and doing highlight videos and all that good stuff. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, we have some great games this weekend. I would love to hear from you. We have our hotline email officially set up. If you would like to make a comment, just call in, represent your team. If you disagree with anything that I had to say on any of my segments, if you had anything to say to my guy Mike Rawls on his NFL top quarterbacks that needs to give it up, hit us up on our hotline email. Record yourself on your phone, voice recorder. You can record any device that you want. Straight audio, no video, straight audio record. And email it to us at tstradio04@gmail.com. And we will make sure we get what you had to say on the on the next show, on the next day. You will be aired the next day. I promise you. You will be aired on our next show. So if you would like to be heard, voice your opinion, hit us up at tstradio04@gmail.com. That is my time for today. I am your host, Marcus Johnson. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of your support. Thank you, and we're out.